Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to All-Star 15 TV. On the broadcast tonight, it is the season finale race, the championship race for the Extreme Forces Racing League Transcendent Designs Xfinity Series. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the last time till about week 2 of the new year on Monday nights. Might have a couple fun streams in there for you. But we are at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the championship 225 by Fountain and Slate. Give you an awesome read for that wonderful, wonderful company up in Central Maine. Fountain and Slate is a family-owned business run in Central Maine. We sell fountains, pumps, lights, stoppers, and more accessories to make your fountain come alive. The experts of Fountain and Slate are always willing to give you the assistance you need to find exactly what you're looking for. We are one-of-a-kind company, and you will not find another like ours anywhere. We ship worldwide. Visit fountainandslate.com. With everything going on here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, got to give a huge shout out to some of our playoff drivers. We have Nick Trader, Dean Demmer, Drew Trader, and Randy Howe. You see on the ticker to the left, those are your playoff drivers. It's simple. Finish ahead of them. There's your champion. There are no ties. There is no numbers crunching. It's whoever finishes first out of those playoff drivers. You don't even have to win the race. You just need to finish ahead of everybody. Just like in real life NASCAR, the way they've been doing it for the last, 10 or so years. But right now, there it is. Nick Trader with a 30.26. Dean Demmer with a 30.27. Drew with a 30.28. And Randy Howe with a 30.39. Mick Olofsson has liked the stream. And in the chat goes, let's go Dean and Rocky Faith. Well, put on my owner hat there for a second. Thank you very much. Now take off my owner hat. I'm just looking for a fun race tonight. That's all I'm looking for. And let's bring in probably the funniest iRacing broadcaster on the sim today. And just happens to be my closest, bestest friend. Wish Ryan was here, because then it's my closest, bestest two friends. But let's talk about TJ Barnier. And TJ, it has been a hell of a season. It's been a lot of fun. Let's close it out with a banger here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, AJ, if you'd have told me at the beginning of the year we'd be in the final race of the season with a car there, I'd have been no way. That would have been the opinion of me here as an owner. Been like, no way, that this is crazy, it's not happening. How? But here we are, and that's just the way things played out. Dean has done a phenomenal job. The 3 Transcendent drivers have done a phenomenal job. And I think we're in for a good show tonight. It's Charlotte. It's the home track. This place is fast. Gotta manage those 4 Goodyear Eagles. And just, I'm hoping it's a good, clean race, and we don't see some sort of slugfest.
I'm okay with an on-track slugfest. I don't mean the beating and banging and the wrecking. I mean, these 4 drivers in traffic, battling with each other, and maybe some of the other drivers playing a factor in it as well. But TJ, like I said last year after we broadcasted that full season, thank you for being up here and making these broadcasts so much fun on Monday nights.
I mean, it's just as much of a privilege and an honor for me. I mean, I get to do something I always thought would be cool to do and never thought it, could be done for me. And doing it with you has been a ton of fun. And I enjoy the crap out of it every week. Especially trying to make you swear on camera.
Oh, stop. Maybe there'll be a bomb later. I don't think so, because we have a wonderful sponsor watching tonight, Fountains and Slate. We'll give you that read for a second time later on. But they're also on that 41 car tonight, and that 41 car is looking good. It's looking sexy. And on the track right now, it's Brandon Dunford just about to complete his first lap. Dylan Dunford just completed his, and he'll go P1, obviously. With a 31.03, very temporarily. But let's take a look at that 56, because it looks like he might be the first one to post a lap time out of those drivers. And let's see who we got here. Oh, wrong trader. Boom, boom. Oop.
Bum, 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 bum.
Looked like he didn't like that warm-up lap, so he's going to throw back behind the wall and try again. There's Drew. The concentration of Drew is astounding. We're going to jump in car as he's flying down the back stretch. It's always a cool shot. Always a cool shot to see them actually driving. He's going to cross the line. And that lap will put Drew P3 to finish his qualifying. Vern Hawkins is going to one-up his first lap. He's going to go P1 there. Randy Howell's going to finish his qualifying effort, and he will stay at a 30.51, sixth overall. Let's drop it down to Nick Trader. The 56 looks like he is not going to be able to put a lap down. Here comes the 41. Dean Demmer mentioned Fountain and Slate on the Chevy Camaro of that Rocky Faith Motorsports car. First lap is going to go good for P8. Currently, your top three drivers are non-playoff drivers. Vern Hawkins, Adam Capps, and Brandon Dunford. This is one racetrack. Everybody who gets iRacing, it's free. Everybody has Charlotte Motor Speedway. And to finish his qualifying effort, that 41 Dean Demmer machine's going to go P3 with a 30.35. Let's jump to the 48 of Paul Irvin. TJ, with everything going on right now, you know, it looks like we have just about a 15 car field tonight, kind of like what we had last week. What are you expecting through 150 laps? It's the longest race we have all year. What do you think we're going to see with these Xfinity cars around Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight?
Well, I don't anticipate the rubber, staying good on these cars for very long. So it's going to make the it's going to put it in the driver's hands to kind of manage that for speed, and it could get, the cars could get ill handling really quick, I think is where I'm going with this. So they're going to really need to be on their toes and just manage that, that aspect of the race tonight, and know, like, hey, these are long stages. What am I planning on doing fuel and tire strategy wise? Do I want to run the rubber till it falls off, or do I want to maybe change them up early? It's going to be very interesting to see how they determine it.
Well, qualifying is over. Let's get to the grid. And winning the pole for the championship 225 from Charlotte Motor Speedway is driver the number 14, Vern Hawkins. Outside pole, you have the number 2 of Adam Capps. Sitting on row 2, you have Dean Demmer and Brandon Dunford. In row 3,
first one of our playoff 4.
You have Drew Trader. In 5th and in 6th, you have Jesse Adams. In 7th, you have another playoff driver, Randy Howell. In 8th, you have Dylan Dunford. In 9th, you have the driver of the number 81, Forrest Smith. In 10th, Paul Irvin. 11th, you have Matt Cochran. 12th, Mick Olofsson. 13th for the 56, playoff driver of Nick Trader. 14th, will give you the number 5, Michael Steele. And rounding out the field, the driver, the number 12, Joe Darnell.
That's Marcy's husband, Michael Steele, AJ?
Oh, yes, sorry. In 14th, you have Marcy's husband in the Ford Mustang number 5. There you go, I rewound it for you.
If only you could rewind my brain.
Yeah, sorry. I don't have that kind of skill. We're going to get this one pace lap, everybody. I'm excited to close out this season. And just so you guys know, All-Star 15 TV, we ain't going nowhere. We're coming back for season 1 of 2024. Myself and TJ Barnier, my wonderful co-host, as we are getting ready to get through the holidays and get back to some EFRL racing on Mondays. But before we do that, we need to crown a champion. Is it going to be Dean Demmer, Drew Trader, Randy Howe, or Nick Trader? We have 3 driver cams on the field tonight. Let's run them through. First, we got Drew Trader. Dean Demmer, who is texting and driving. TJ, get on that. How dare he? And then Nick Trader. I'm trying to see. There he is.
How do you know he wasn't texting me?
I don't know. But let's give a huge happy birthday to Jesse Adams, who's currently in that 6th position starting tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are
Green flag, green flag.
green from Charlotte Motor Speedway and the championship 225. Going all the way to lap 50 for stage 1. Should make it on fuel. Here's the question. Do we make it on tires as we throw it into turn number 1, side by side for P2?
And as we've seen many times this year, a combination of the 41-14, 14-41 at the point right now. Vern, obviously one of the strong drivers this year, got bit by Talladega. Really, whoa, out of shape there out of the turn. Really cost him in his efforts to be in this Final Four. Trying to just play spoiler this evening, I do believe.
Yeah, very spoiler. Looked like Dean gave the 14 just a little bit of a shot coming out of turn 2.
Play nice, boys. It's early.
Getting aggressive early.
Might be feeling like he's holding him up a little bit here, trying to get by him.
Oh, and they're going to door check.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh!
Caution, yellow flag.
And on lap 3, we get our first caution of the evening. Take it from the far chase cam. Door check going into turn number 1. And the 14 just the 41 washes up the track just a tad and clips the 14. Very aggressive to the start of tonight's race. We know the 14 has a lot to do with those Transcendent Motorsports cars. So maybe there was a little gamesmanship going on there. But we got a long race tonight. Ooh, and that 41's got a lot of rear end damage. Where did that come from?
I do believe it was off the 25 car running him in the back. I don't think they were trying to have that happen. I don't think any of them anticipated this early chaos.
Oh, yeah, wow. Early issues for the playoff drivers. Looks like there's a tiny bit of nose damage on the 25, but going to the 41, there's a little bit on the nose there, but we're really concerned about the back end of that 41, currently sitting in that 2nd position. Honestly, TJ, you're going to be able to hear race control. Have they announced who's getting the EOL for that?
Yeah, the 41.
Why wouldn't Dean come down and just pit? Don't really need to take tires, but you need to fix some of that damage. You're already losing all the track position by getting an EOL.
I don't have the answer to that question right now, AJ. I wish I did.
Oh, okay. First caution of the evening here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Championship 225. 2 playoff drivers involved in a lap 3 incident, the 41 and the 25. And here comes the 41. I know we mentioned it going the green, but happy birthday to the driver of the number 55 Toyota Supra. It's Jesse Adams.
Just was watching this back again. It definitely appeared that on corner entry, the 14 kind of came down on the 41 there, and that put him down on the apron.
Yeah, it was really aggressive driving since the get-go between the 41 and the 14. So something was about to happen. We just didn't know when it was going to hit. As the lights are off on the iRacing pace car, we're about to go green, and Dean Demmer on pit road fixing damage. The only good part about it is, TJ, I know it's really not a good part, we have all race. He's got all race to get back up towards the front. You can see a lot of damage on that car. Back end does look significantly better, though.
Yeah, watching it back, I mean, originally the bumper cover had fallen off completely. Repaired it, reattached itself. You know how the sim works when it comes to that.
All right, there goes the iRacing pace car. We're about to have the first restart of the race. Adam Capps, Vern Hawkins,
Green.
and we are green. Great launch by Adam Capps going into turn one. Drew Trader, Vern Hawkins side by side for second, and I kind of think that's going to go to the 25.
Big move
as well
by Randy there. That was a heck of a move to get underneath the 14 car.
All looking towards that inside. Randy Howe with a different line than everybody else. Ran the middle through 1 and 2. Has a great run down the backstretch. See if anything's going to change. Drew Trader is going to take that high lane, trying to look for the run down the backstretch. Let's see if it pays off.
Almost just 3 wide there for third a moment ago. The 14 and the 19 backed out of it before they were 3 wide. That would have been interesting here at Charlotte. Not a track known for being very 3 wide friendly.
No, sir. Not at all. And look at that. Nick Trader, nowhere to go. 2 cars blocking the track in front of him. The 56 does look a little bit faster, but playing the smart game and not trying to force the envelope early. Vern going to stay to that outside as well, but here comes the 81 of Forrest Smith.
Pass for your championship lead.
Randy Howe to P2. That'll give him the advantage.
Real tight there. The 14 not wanting to lift at all. Kind of cost the 19 some ground. Going to allow the 56 to get underneath the 19.
And there it is. 3 of your 4 playoff drivers sitting in that top 6. As Brandon Dunford is going to stay strong on that outside through 3 and 4. Thought he was going to clip the wall. Good move to not, as he's really loose coming through that tri-oval. Woo! Sir, that could be a little sketchy.
Yeah, you would think, like you were talking earlier on, that, everybody gets this track that, it's kind of one everybody can get a ton of experience on, but it seems like nobody ever figures this place out.
Yeah, 1 and 2, relatively easy to run. 3 and 4 is where you find that issue.
Typically, the people that figure out how to run 3 and 4 are the ones at the front of the field.
On board with Drew Trader sitting in third. You can hear those tires screeching. It's one thing you're really going to need to take care of are those Goodyear Eagles. Really need to try and make them last the whole run. Looking at Nick Trader now. He's trying to get underneath the 14 of Vern Hawkins.
Vern gives him a wide berth there.
And there it is.
Although he almost gets into the back of him here down the straightaway.
Pretty cool with these onboard cameras. You have the 25 and 56 battling 2, 3, and 4, all Transcendent Motorsports. Actually, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But we're getting a little bit of a gap through 1, 2, and 3. The battle is 4-4. Vern Hawkins and Drew Trader. That 25 is starting to fall back just a tad.
Well, I mean, you saw the damage on the rear end of the 41 earlier. I had imagined some similar front end damage must exist on that 25. I'm sure he's going to be wanting to get that checked out at a caution pit stop, not under green.
No, because under green you'll lose about a lap, just a little bit over a lap. But back up front, Randy Howe, Nick Trader. Trader moving 11 positions up to P2.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know, I didn't quite catch why he couldn't get a qualifying lap, but we knew he was fast.
That 56 is always fast.
So, I mean, currently, if the race were to end now, he would be your champion.
But we got a long way to go. We're only on lap 19, lap 20 now.
No rain in the forecast this evening either.
None. And we are under the lights at Charlotte Motor Speedway, which means it's going to be some cool track temperatures. See if we can find that race info. Track temperature is sitting at an 82 degrees. Means there's a lot of grip for those drivers to take advantage of. For all the fans, though, in the seats around Charlotte Motor Speedway, very nice. 79 degrees, barely any humidity. TJ, it just looks like an amazing night for racing.
Yes, the digital seating grandstand is just absolutely beautiful this evening.
Hey, just wait to the next graphic build. Those fans are supposed to look a lot better instead of every 5th or 6th one it's the same person. Hi, Marcy. Drew Trader still falling back in that 25, back to 7th, and about to start battling with Marcy's husband through 1, possibly?
Don't look now, but the front of the field, the championship leader has caught the race leader and possibly has said, hey, man, I'd like to, be there where you are.
Now, here's the thing. If I'm Adam Capps, you got to earn it, though. I'll race you clean and all that stuff. I'll race you hard. But you got to get there.
Well, I don't know about clean. He
Yeah, I
throws
saw
a
that
block
one.
there.
I saw that. Oh, really had to get on the brakes there. Trader almost cleaning out the 2 going into turn number 1. Had to step on the brake and
Is there
slow the car
something
up.
in the water tonight? The championship driver's not afraid to use the bumper on a car not involved in their battle. I mean, in theory, Trader could run right there all night and win the championship, and yet he's banging fenders with a 2 car. We saw it earlier with the 14 and 41. I mean, it's something in the air tonight in Charlotte.
I don't know. But TJ, you're right on point there. Little over aggression from some of our playoff drivers.
Ooh, wow, that was close. Just back behind this battle for the lead, the 19 almost turned the 8 car.
Well, that would have been probably catastrophic for the 8. But TJ, it has been an amazing season. The drivers in red are your playoff drivers. Nick Trader currently sitting in first. Third, you have Randy Howe. In eighth, you have Drew Trader and Dean Demmer in 10th. As it looks like, was that Randy Howe coming to pit road? Splitting the stage in half?
I mean, we had heard talk of it.
It sounds like tires are more important than fuel, because I was hearing you can get about 52-ish laps on fuel. Very, very interesting. And Marcy, I did see it. I saw the photo. Cute as heck. I blame TJ for it, though, because it was TJ's idea. Vern Hawkins on pit road as well. Move Dean Demmer up a position. He's going to take 5th place. I could just imagine Vern, Randy, when they come out of pit road, they're going to be rocket ships. Just about probably maybe a half a second, full second faster than the field. But currently, 28 laps in, Nick Trader leading the way here tonight in that 56 National Guard Chevy Camaro. Adam Capp sitting in second. In third, you have Dylan Dunford, Brandon Dunford in 4th, and Drew Trader in 5th.
Hearing a lot of other drivers saying they're pitting.
Here comes the 94 as well. And Michael Steele in the 5, coming down pit road. Curious to see how this pans out, if people are going to attempt to make it to the end of the stage. And the stage don't matter tonight. It's cool for points at the end of the season, but for those 4 playoff drivers, they don't care about the stage at all.
25 on, headed in. 19 loose getting in, almost get collected by the 25. Championship driver with a big scary moment.
That's going to move Dean Demmer all the way to 2nd place. 4 seconds back from Nick Trader.
Actually, it looks like the 19 may have got clipped by the 48. That's why he was all out of shape.
Well, that's not good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at the damage on the back of the 19. We're going to have to take a look at that. So apologize, everybody, for hitting that gigantic rewind button. Let's see it entering. 19's looking good, but he's slowing up on the racetrack. Well, that's one way to make it to pit road. Very unfortunate for Brandon Dunford. He was having a...
Hey, AJ, do you have a camera on the 14 car?
I could, why?
Like on the driver?
No, sir.
Oh, that would have been interesting. Apparently, he just reported as he had a real close moment with the driver entering pit road. I think it was the 81. He reported his steering wheel came loose off of his desk in his hand.
Oh, shnikes.
As the 81 was entering, he almost loses it and spins in front of the 4 car.
Like I said, oh, shnikes.
Telling you, there's something in the air in Charlotte tonight, man.
Tommy Boy reference. Oh, we just had a driver blink out. It's currently still blinking out. Is that Randy Howe? That is Randy Howe blinking out. Yikes. And Vern Hawkins right behind the driver that spun him in turn 1 on lap 3. Right now, your top 2, nose to tail, Dean Demmer and Paul Irvin, as Nick Trader now gets his lap back as well. Well, it's been nothing but eventful so far tonight. 35 laps into the race. Adam Capps with the fastest lap of the race right here on 34. A 30.54 on the board, and here comes the 48 down pit road. Gonna move Matt Cochran to second place. Matt, thank you for the kind words when the broadcast started tonight. TJ, just so you're aware of it too, Matt said in the chat, hey AJ and TJ, just wanted to say thanks for the awesome broadcast all season and hope this race is a good one.
So far, it has not disappointed.
Oh, it's been very eventful. Joe Darnell also on pit road as well. So far, the only 2 drivers yet to pit, Dean Demmer and Matt Cochran. Back in the field, Michael Steele, Drew Trader.
Looks like we may have lost the 81 car. Manual disconnect for Forrest Smith.
That's unfortunate. I guess that means he couldn't get his stuff, his steering wheel and everything attached back to his desk.
Oh no, it was the 14 that had set his steering wheel unhooked. Vern Hawkins.
Oh, I thought you said it was the 81.
No, the 81 was going into pit and right in front of the 4 and the 41, the 14, and I guess the 14's wheel came off in his hand, and I'm sure that was shocking. I'm not sure what happened with the 81. The server might have just given him the old yeet.
Yeet? What is it, Jey Uso?
The yellow flag is
Yellow
out.
Oh, we got a
flag is out.
caution.
Joe Darnell. What happened here? Joe Darnell going through the tri-oval into turn number 1. Oh, he's just losing it. Clips the apron. Thought he had it saved for a second. It's still trying to... Oh, and the front end damage.
Man, he tried to save that thing for what feels like forever, and I thought for a moment he had it.
So did I. TJ, want to go on board with that?
Absolutely.
Let's see.
It was a great save until it
You could
wasn't.
hear it cooking. And him trying to play with the throttle at the same time. Plus that apron is not helping. Oh.
I think what really hurt him is when he first got it gathered back up, he was straddling the apron and the banking. I think if he, that's just kind of unlucky. If he had gotten all 4 tires on one of the surfaces, he'd have probably had it saved right there. But just that mismatch in, banking there, a little bit it is, just enough to keep the car unsettled.
Here comes Dean Demmer, Matt Cochran, Randy Howe on pit road, and it looks like everybody else going to be staying out. Wouldn't be surprised if 41 stays on pit road for a tad longer, just to fix some of that damage.
There was a few drivers still trapped a lap down. This is going to benefit them. Some of the other guys obviously had got their laps back, hadn't quite cycled. They were obviously way behind. Really going to help them. I think the original plan for the 41 may have been not to pit had it stayed green. Obviously, with everybody else being on fresh tires and him needing damage repair, this kind of worked in his favor of just go get it now, get it repair done. Just got to manage the gap now back to the leaders. Drew Trader also getting some work done.
Dean's leaving, and so is Drew. But they're going to have about 10 plus lap fresher tires than the drivers in front of them.
Yeah, which you figure a couple of these guys are going to be waiver rounds and a lucky dog, so they'll all be kind of at the tail of the field. These guys should slot in ahead of them. Plus, they're going to do the choose.
Yeah, Marcy, that wrap does look really good. Can't wait to see what it's going to look like next season. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Punch buggy, punch buggy. But
They are too green.
Nick Trader, the 56, is going to assume the lead here. The 48 and the 55, Paul Irvin and Jesse Adams, going to get the wave around the pace car next time by.
Which, I won't lie, AJ, I think is frustrating as a driver that it waits till 1 to go.
Some
Essentially,
racetracks you might not catch back up.
Well, not even that, but, I mean, if you're going to, essentially they lose the ability to choose, really. It would be nice if they could send those guys at 2 to go. I mean, I don't really understand the purpose of waiting. The pits are closed. If they were to pit, they would get penalized. So obviously they wouldn't do that.
Brandon Dunford back on pit road, fixing some of that damage. Same thing with Joe Darnell. Also, the 75 of Mick Olofsson still sitting on pit road. It looks like he's got a lot of right side damage as we are coming to that choose.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Mick. He's 14 laps down. I don't know if early on he caught the wall hard. That's funny. He's got a 75 on the car, but it's scoring him as 24 in the race. I like the car, though. Looks really cool.
There goes the 48 and 55. 56 to the outside, 2 to the inside, 14 to the outside, 94 to the inside. Looks like we have the 8 to the inside, the 4 to the outside in row 3. Row number 4, 41 on the inside, 25 on the outside. And row number 6, you have Michael Steele in the 5 on the inside.
You wouldn't even know that earlier the caved-in rear bumper existed on that 41 car. It's almost as if they detached and reattached a new bumper.
What is this, F1?
That's what it looks like. But what's interesting here is, race leader, championship leader. Then you got to go back 6 positions to find the other 3.
Randy Howe, Drew Trader, and Dean Demmer to 6th, 7th, and 8th place, respectively.
I'm sure it's not going to stay that way, as we know Dean's got fresher tires.
Well, TJ, art thou with ready?
Oh, I'm always ready, pal.
Well, we
Green,
are
green, green.
green again with about a 7-lap shootout to get to the stage. Nick Trader with an excellent launch on that outside, heading down towards turn number 1. Adam Capps following suit in second, and Vern Hawkins in third. And here comes Adam Capps. Shoots to the inside, even with the 56. That outside's going to be a really good shot out of 4. What happened?
The 2 was just real tight there out of the turn, almost got into the... As the 94 gives the 14 a little shot. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it really got the 94 out of shape.
Back a little bit further, Drew Trader, Randy House, side by side, out of 4. Not going to happen there. 25, too strong on that outside. Look at the 41, trying to use that outside lane to his advantage. Not going to happen there.
It looked like the 14 might have drifted up just a touch on him on entry. All right, this is starting to get a little ridiculous.
Oh, we kind of knew it was going to happen. Technically 3v1 with an extra teammate in the field for Transcendent Motorsports. Oh, is there 3 wide? Oh boy. Dylan kind of blinked out there, scared the living crap out of me that he was going to appear in somebody else's car. But Drew Trader, Randy Howe still battling. As 25 is trying to get by the 14. Got to go back a little bit further. That 8 is really working with Michael Steele and trying to use Brandon Dunford's draft out of 2.
Wow, Michael looked like he might have popped a wall there.
I don't think it looked like it. I think it actually happened because look at the damage on that right front.
I wasn't sure it was with the front. I thought it might have just been with the rear end. Either way, he'll get an opportunity if he wants here to repair the car as we are coming to white flag on the stage here.
Should be.
I know we're not quite there yet, but it would be this time by. Kind of a good little reset moment, you know, kind of think about how your race has gone, what you need to do to set yourself up for the final 100. A wild opening 50 laps, AJ.
Yeah, it has been a crazy 50 laps. And like you said, TJ, we got 100 to go, so if you thought the first 50 was nuts, oh boy.
Well, they might settle out a little bit now. I think maybe with the jitters are figured out, and I mean I say that and I could be totally wrong, but you have an opening stanza, a breather, and the way this one played out, it was an opening stanza, a breather, a short shootout, a breather. So who knows? Maybe they get overconfident with the short stint, like, oh man, my car feels great.
Well, caution is out, and the final stage of the year is won by the driver, the number 56.
Unfortunately, the bonuses that come along with it don't matter.
Nope, not at all. They're going to collect that pace car. We're going to get pit stops. But let's throw it to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
We are back, everybody. The stage was won by the 56 of Nick Trader, followed by Adam Capp, Steen Demmer, Dylan Dunford, and Drew Trader rounding out that top 5. All of your playoff drivers within the top 6 positions, highlighted in red on the tower. It's the third caution of the evening, and we're going all the way to lap 150. It's been a very exciting and eventful race so far tonight. AJ Capola up in the broadcast booth, TJ Barnier stepping away for just a moment. Well, we should be coming to the choose. Right? No. Might be a little early for me on that end. But thank you everybody for tuning in this evening. If you haven't yet, hit that like button. Subscribe to the All-Star 15 TV Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch page. But we just passed 400 last week. Last Monday, to be exact.
I helped with that.
You very much did. I think you were 400 on your multiple accounts.
Listen, the beauty of having multiple Gmail. One's a personal, one's a work.
Well,
hell, I've got access to my kids' Gmails if you want a few more.
Oh, Jesus. Well, we are on the road to 500 and overall road to 1,000, because the minute we get to 1,000, we could really start unlocking some benefits when it comes to YouTube and the streaming process. So help us get there. Like, subscribe. If you're on Facebook, follow. Everything helps the channel greatly, as we should be coming around to now get the choose. TJ, what has been the line that people have been really gravitating towards?
I think it's not right on the bottom. It's like a lane to a half lane up. That seems to be the preferred thing, unless you're battling, obviously. That changes everything if you're battling. I think, that, trying to see. Drew's kind of sort of where I'm talking about right now.
Look at that front row, Tej.
I did see it, but I think right kind of where Drew is, maybe a skosh higher, AJ, is the line.
Okay. So you have two playoff drivers on that front row. Nick Trader, Dean Demmer, fourth, second car on that outside in the second row. You have Drew Trader, and in sixth, you have the driver, the number 8, Randy Howe. So 2, 4, and 6, all playoff drivers, with currently our leader, the driver, the number 56, Nick Trader.
They're all right there, AJ.
Did somebody just send me a... Did I not leave the Xbox party?
It's possible.
Well, something just happened with an Xbox party. Maybe I got invited to one, because it just popped up. Sorry,
you were in it when I left earlier.
Oops. All right. Away we go. 56 with a great launch.
The 94 blinked just before they went green. That was a little interesting. He's got it back now, though. Yeah, good little launch for the 56 there. The 41, he got his own good launch for not being the leader and managed to clear down to the bottom.
I was trying to
After
keep
the
it as tight
line.
as possible, it looked like. Randy Howell throwing that number 8 wherever he can. Currently on the outside of Dylan Dunford.
Oh, that 2-car way out of shape.
Still
That
trying
you
to
can see.
still trying to collect it.
That puts the championship for 1, 2, 3, 4.
Exactly what you want to see going into the race. Because that, I would say that would mean all 4 of these drivers are the best that EFRL could put forward. Granted, Vern Hawkins had an unfortunate Talladega, but that stuff happens. And a lot of times when you get to a championship race in real life, you have 1st, 8th, 9th, and 13th. Right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, had Adam Capps decided to make a, like, hey guys, remember, I was quicker early.
He's still putting down good laps. Adam Capps, that last time by, was the fastest car on the
Ooh.
track.
Little stack up there behind the 41. You can see it reverberate back. I don't know if the 2 just didn't anticipate where the 41's lift point was, but you see him kind of immediately stack up. But he stacked up the 94, and the 94 stacked up into the 48, almost causing a collision.
Dean's looking for the lead going into turn 1. Side by
See
side with
that?
56. Pretty sure the 56 is going to have the run on exit.
He should. I mean, this place is 1 and 2 here is weird because you can make hay on that bottom fighting the outside. Typically, you got to be a little more up their door, though. It kind of doesn't allow them to get the exit they would like. As the
goes
2-car way off into the boonies.
Well, good thing it's not real grass. You're not going to tear up that front splitter anymore.
That was almost Earnhardt passing the grass-esque.
Was it even a pass?
It was more like a hold of position.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't name it, and certainly I'm not going to take credit for it as the 2 touches the 25. Oh, doggy. Hold on to it, boys.
Pretty sure Drew right there was staring at the inside wall for a half a second.
I mean, obviously the 56 has got a little bit of a lead right here. Not a ton, but there is a wad of cars behind them.
It's literally the rest of the field.
Like, this is a pretty big little pack for Charlotte. It has not, like, spread out at all. I don't know if it's a lower air temp
Randy
thing.
Howe in the wall out of 4. Pancake that outside wall hard, and that's going to allow the 94 Dylan Dunford to his inside.
Correct me if I'm wrong, AJ. This is our first night race of the season?
Wasn't Iowa a night race?
Was it? Oh, no! Oh, no! How is the 48 alive?
I think we got to go back and see that. What just happened? He blinked out. Dylan Dunford blinked out at the perfect time. And because that wreck was caused through a blink, it didn't affect anybody outside of the 94 himself. Holy crap, T.
That was wild. I'm sure the 48 is ever so thankful there was a blink involved there.
Do we know if Paul Irvin has depends on that car? No, it just looks like Ally and Elite. Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
I would assume depends are going to be needed. Down to the 48 pit box.
Yeah, I mean, even the 8 car is probably got to be kissing his lucky stars.
No kidding.
I mean,
But all four of your
Had that-
playoff drivers are in the top 5, and then Adam Capps is splitting them in third. TJ, what do you got?
just wild, AJ. That blink, I mean, that would have cost a lot of drivers a really bad night. A championship driver, too. And I know Dylan's bummed out because his race is, his car's on it. I mean, that was just crazy. Crazy. I know there are a lot of driver chatter about it. I know you can't hear it for good reason. 94 not happy with the 14.
Yeah, but you really can't blame the 14. The 94 disappeared and had no clue where he was.
I mean, he knew. You and I both know how the blinking worked. He knew where he was. I just don't think he anticipated him reappearing inside of him.
As we got a new leader, Dean Demmer takes over first. So here comes Adam Capps trying to take second.
The 14 had a huge run. And I just don't think it just unfortunate timing, honestly, that whole situation. Because it probably, if he doesn't blink, it's just a good push down the straightaway.
Because we're still looking at the 14 as he's battling with Jesse Adams. This is for 9th place.
And those guys might even be battling for end of season standings. I mean, we talked about the championship 4. That's not to say the rest of these guys aren't still battling for a position in the final order here.
Absolutely. They can get all the way up to 5th place.
Which obviously Vern and Jesse were 2 of your final 8.
Yep.
So I anticipate them to be right around each other as far as that goes. It might not seem like something to a lot of people, but if I weren't in the final 4, but had the opportunity to finish 5th, you dang bet your butt I'd be trying to get it.
No kidding. Adam Capps trying to keep his 3rd position from the hard-charging Drew Trader. Jump on board with the driver, the number 56, currently sitting in that 2nd position. The focus of Nick Trader trying to run down the 41.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's turned into a 2-car tango, but for the moment, these two have certainly stepped away from the rest of the field, which is not something we've seen all night. I mean, we had a wad of cars until that blinking moment. And I think, AJ, if they're gonna go 25 to 30 laps, that window opens here for tire change strategy.
I think for the most part they were just trying to split the first stage. I think at this point you're trying to pace it out to pit the least amount of times right here in the final stage of the year.
I mean, I guess it all depends on how much time. I mean, essentially, you'd have to.
You gain about a second and a half.
You'd have to know you have enough laps to gain back what you lost by pitting. Which, I mean, I think you mentioned it. You lose like a lap if you pit under green.
But then with those fresh tires, you get about a second to a second and a half on everybody else. We have a battle for the lead, DJ.
So you'd have to get another 30 laps, I guess, where you're running that second to a second and a half. I don't know how quick the tires fall off. It might not equal out. I know from what I had heard preliminary this week that tires really only stood for 10 laps. So if you only gain a second to a second and a half for 10 laps, that's not going to be enough to get you caught back up.
No, not at all. As like you mentioned, TJ, they Demmer and Trader have a second and a third over third and back. So they're in line with each other and pulling away from the rest of the field.
They're racing tight, but they're cordial.
Right now, as we just passed halfway.
I know you'll get the reference. They're still sipping tea.
For anybody who doesn't understand the reference, Saturday was Survivor Series. And for anybody who would like to enjoy a wrestling YouTube podcast, TJ, where can they watch said show?
Well, I believe it's on your partner channel, the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast channel, but there is Wrestling with Nerds. That's us, as in me, you, and our occasional guest analyst up here, Ryan Fry, and you can see down on the bottom right of the stream, it just bounced one time, that little Wrestling with Nerds logo.
Yeah, see?
Just go ahead, type that in, see what you find.
Yeah, and what was the biggest thing that happened, as we're going to get a bump right here for the lead Saturday night?
Some Chicago native showed back up in the WWE after 8 years. If you know, you know. And I will have... I will have you know, AJ, I have back half of Raw recording, so we can go watch it as soon as the FRL race wraps up tonight.
So, funny story. I have mic monitoring on and all that stuff, so you can't hear the background, but my wife's sitting on the couch with it on the TV behind me.
No spoilers, Jess! No spoilers!
Oh, she knows. She knows. I will throw the pillow I have supporting my back at her. But she's gotten hyped a couple times. Let's just say that.
I mean, yeah, the biggest return of the weekend was R-Truth, right?
As the battle for the lead is brewing up once again. But let's drop a little further back, because Adam Capps, Drew Trader, for the last 15 to 20 laps, it's been just like the two leaders, these two drivers nose to tail. And then after that, you got Dunford and Paul Irvin, who still is probably beside himself that he got through that mess with the 94.
Yeah, I mean, my heart would have skipped a beat there. That was intense. I mean, I didn't quite understand what was happening when the 94 turned through him, and he didn't get any damage, because, I mean, normally that would have been a race-ending moment. And then it clicked, because he blinked, he's safe. But, I mean, wow, that was just...
You know,
I can't imagine...
TJ, want to know what that reminded me of?
What's that?
NASCAR 14, when you're about to wreck or kill somebody on track, you hit the pause button.
Oh, the ghost, yeah. I mean, I know a similar situation that happened in real life, that one time Joey Logano flipped over the roof of Bubba Wallace, and I think Bubba keyed over the radio and said, well, I need a new pair of underwear now. Anytime you have a car, essentially crashing on you, through you, it just kind of gives you heart palpitations.
Yeah, 100%. And here it is, the battle for third. Moves Drew Trainer up to P3.
I'm probably, for me, when the race ends later, going to go back, or if there's another caution, and go try to watch the 48's cockpit view of that and see what he saw. Because I'm sure it didn't look very good on his end until he realized, oh, hey, I went through that guy.
I know he didn't key up, so he can't listen to it, but I would love to hear what he said, where he is when that happened.
After the race, I could gladly air it for you.
Oh, no. Oh, so he keyed up when it happened.
Oh, a lot of drivers did. Some not very happy.
Ruh-roh Reggie. But this has been an amazing battle for P3. Drew Trader and the two of Adam Capps. It has been absolutely phenomenal between the two of them. It kind of reminds me of Modifieds at New Hampshire, the way these two have been bunny hopping over the last 20, 25 laps since we've gone green.
And I'm sure now that Drew's got out ahead of him and looks like he might have the advantage here, he'd love to just get away from him, because he has lost a ton of time to these front two.
And speaking about losing time, the fourth playoff driver currently sitting in that seventh position, who is running very well, very well earlier.
I think you had mentioned it the one time he had cracked the wall.
Oh, he didn't just crack the wall. He tried pushing that sucker out another couple feet.
So I'm sure that hasn't made his car feel the greatest.
We can actually jump on board. He's the one driver we do not have a driver's cam of. Now, unless he has his steering offset changed, it's looking at about 11 o'clock on a straightaway.
Yeah, that's that's
Here he comes to pit road.
Well, I mean, that was good timing, I guess.
Same thing with Drew Trader, Nick Trader.
About 85. That's about 30, 35.
They went 33 laps because they last pit on 52. But Drew, Nick, Randy in, that's got to pull Dean in. It has to pull Dean in.
Maybe, unless he's going to try to just do this on one stop. I mean, we talked about it earlier. If they're only going to get 10 laps of fresh tire speed, they're not going to catch him in the long run. See what he does.
Adam Capps, Brandon Dunford battling for second now.
I mean, this is a different situation.
Jesse Adams on pit road. Happy birthday once again to him. He's going to blow through his pit box. On board with our race leader. Looks like he's saving a little bit.
AJ, we had a little on-track skirmish. The 14 looks like he got the 94 jacked up and spun him.
Again?
Again.
When was this?
Lap 85 coming to the stripe.
Was that you said the 94?
The 94 definitely went
Oh, yeah, there
around.
it is.
It sounds like the 14 was out of the throttle and the 94 was trying to give him the top. It didn't trigger a yellow.
Miscommunication and didn't trigger a yellow because he's off to the inside of the
Right.
racetrack.
I mean, the problem was they communicated after it happened. If they'd have communicated, hey, I'm going to give you the top. Hey, okay, I'll take the top. Instead, they just kind of met in the middle. Like I said, the 14 reported he was off the throttle, and the 94 said he was trying to give him the top.
Yeah, and you can hear him off throttle. You can hear the 14
Oh,
off
no.
throttle. What?
I've got the 8 car manually disconnected.
Oh, that's no bueno. 41 on pit road. Yeah, and he is not moving at 8. And with the 41, you have the 19 of Brandon Dunford, Paul Irvin, and also Adam Capps. Matt Cochran gonna assume the race lead. Should be coming down pit road within the next couple laps. He last pit on 52 with the stage.
Have not seen the 8 car reconnect yet. The laps are just ticking by.
And here comes Matt Cochran. Now, I don't know what Nick Trader did, but he is 4 seconds ahead of Drew Trader and 7.5 from Dean Demmer.
Well, Dean pitted 7 laps later, correct?
5.
So there's your gap on those two.
So, in theory, he should... It's not going to happen, but he should get back to Nick or Drew within 5 laps, but that's not going to happen. That's a big gap, boys. That's a lot to make up. And unfortunate for Randy Howe, who was having a decent night early, killed the wall out of 4, and looks like he just never recovered.
Yeah, I haven't seen that he rejoined. I don't know if. I mean, he might. I don't know if it was one of the. It didn't say he was kicked. It's I had him manually disconnected, which
I
we
don't
know
think-
sometimes it's not, by choice. It may say manually disconnected, but that doesn't mean iRacing didn't say yeet. But yeah, I mean, we're back to the front 3 being your the 3 quarters of your championship 4 here. Is we just touched on Randy, and I didn't, with all of the stuff going on with the 14 and the 94, I didn't catch, did Drew pit the same lap as Nick?
Yes, they did. Drew, Nick, and Randy all pit on that same lap together.
I think Drew is about 3 seconds back of the leader at that point, so he's roughly where he was. Just obviously Dean is behind them.
About 6.5 seconds back. 6.2 actually. And he's only a 10th faster than Drew and Nick. That's not a lot before these tires equal out. But looking for a battle here. Here comes the 48 onto the 14 on the front shirt through the trial line across the line. Move the 48 up a position.
The thing that we may not be taking into account, do the math backward. Can the 41 make it from where he pit?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Granted, he's now given them a 6-second lead. Well, he's got it down to 5.5 already.
Yeah,
but
these
he's given
tires will
them
even out.
Right, but I'm saying, I mean, if essentially they're going to drop a lap later on, because they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it from 85.
I think at 90 you're pushing it. It might just be at the edge of that window. I don't see them making it all the way. Even Dean.
I mean, and that who's to say we don't have another caution too?
That's
There's
also
a long
very
way.
true. It's Michael Steele now getting to the back bumper of the 14 as well. Looks like there's a lot of damage on the 41 as well on both sides of that car.
41 or 14?
14. My bad. Dyslexia kicked in for a second.
No problem. I was just like, I'm not.
You're like,
You're
I'm
not
looking at the 41.
Well, I was looking at the 14, going, that's not a 41. What is he looking at that I'm not seeing?
Oops.
Down to about a 4.8.
Michael Steele moving that number 5 up to 7th. Up 7 positions from where he started in 14th. But our biggest mover of the race is currently our race leader, Nick Trader, in the 56 National Guard Chevy Camaro. Here comes Adam Capps now moving up to the inside of the 48. We are on lap 100, everybody. Just 50 laps remaining in the 2023 Season B for the Extreme Forces Racing League. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and making the channel what it has been all season. Messaging in the chat, talking with us, always hitting that like button. We appreciate every single one of you, whether you're watching it live or, I don't know, somewhere down the line if you're bored on the couch. Let's see what kind of racing's on YouTube. Just come across All-Star 15 TV as Dean Demmer has moved into second.
Had a pass for second. You got me before I could get you on that one. I don't know, but it certainly looked like the 25 might have been saving us, Coach.
Yeah, well, if he is, he still should be, because it's not just a couple lap thing. He is letting it roll for a good portion of time through 1 and 2, but the real test is through 3 and 4. Let's see what happens here. Does he cut the engine? Nah, TJ, I think there's a little bit. I don't think there's a lot. I think, if anything, they're saving to just take a splash and maybe 2 tires.
It's an interesting call. I know Dean's got that lead down to 3 seconds now.
Half a second faster than Nick Trader.
I don't think that's all tire fall off. Like I said, I think they might be just, like you said, saving a skosh. .6 this time by.
Yeah, that's closing in. Let's jump on board with Dean Demmer and see the concentration on his face. Pops the apron just a tad there. Doesn't lose a lot of time.
See what he gained on him this time by.
Really clipped the apron there.
2.3 this time by. Knocked another 0.3 off it. Pop over to Nick. See if Nick's saving it all.
Let's see, Nick. On board with Nick Trader going through turn 1. I don't really think so. I think he's just letting it coast for just a tad longer, if anything.
Where it's got to be interesting for Dean here is he can see Nick and he knows he's right there. He's right there. If I hit my marks, he's not that far away. And he's The worst part is these guys could all be strategizing and all of that goes out the window if there's a caution.
No kidding. And TJ, there's a certain thing we really haven't had in the later portion of this race. And it's even on one of our t-shirts. What is it?
I mean, AJ, I think you may be referencing chaos.
Chaos.
A little bit of chaos. We certainly had some chaos to open the race. We had some chaos when the 94 blinked out. Are we going to get any chaos here late? It's going to set up an interesting, maybe short run to the finish.
Well,
I know I'd like it. It'd be interesting. It'd be fun.
Oh well, it would be fun for us.
It would be nerve-wracking for drivers, that's for sure.
Well, we also know Ryan's listening to this, and as everybody knows, the 3 of us are owners of that 41 car. So it'll be fun for us, but very, very nail-biting for us. You at home, you have the best view out of everything right now as we are seeing that lead shrink to just under a second. It's taken about 20 laps to close back in.
And who knows, I mean, Dean may have just cooked those tires off to get to Nick.
That's what I'm afraid of. That Nick was just riding along. If Dean got to him, he'd be able to turn it up and get going.
But also here, I mean, maybe if they do pit again, regardless of what the pit stop is, maybe Dean follows him right down that he's got back to him, seeing the gap that he would have had to have made up. You got to log every run. Every run, you got to log a little bit of data. All right, what did they do better than me on that run? How I stayed out this much longer and I caught him, but it took me this long. How much is left? And I do it again. There's a lot the drivers have to think about, especially if you don't have like a crew chief or something doing that thinking for you. You got to kind of log a little bit of data from every run and compile it all to make it work for one good race.
So Ryan decided to switch to the YouTube chat just to say this. Shut up about the nerve-wracking stuff and the, chaos. As there
Come on,
it is,
everybody loves a little chaos, baby.
a half a second separating P1, P2, but then almost 7 seconds from 2 to 3. Now here's the thing. If Dean gets to the 56, does the 56 duck down pit road?
Or does the 41 get to the bumper and he goes down and then puts it on him? Say, all right, I did it. Now what are you going to do?
You know, I don't know.
I mean, he knows he pit before him. He knows he's... I mean, there was, 65 to go when the 56 hit the pit lane the last time?
Yep.
That's definitely outside the fuel window.
Down to 0.4 between our front two.
That would really put it on the 25 and be like, all right, man, I saw what you gained. Let me see if I can do it.
With 35 laps to go. I think now that draft is starting to take hold, you're going to see a lot of that aero tightness for that 41. The lap times are going to start evening out. And that last time by, Nick Trader with a 32.25 to Dean Demers 32.21.
Not a big difference.
Nope. And I think a lot of it has to do with the aero coming off of the 56 onto the 41.
I can remember racing AJ and setting the car up to where it was better in draft than not, as we just had Paul Irving discount.
Well, that's not good either. And that last time by, Nick Trader for the first time in just about 27 or 28 laps, faster than Dean Demer.
Couldn't have been by much.
By 0.03.
Gonna say it looks like Dean's closed in on him, so it definitely couldn't have been by much.
He has. He's regained what he lost that last lap. This is your battle for the championship right now as it sits.
Championship and the race win.
And of course, Ryan in the YouTube chat throwing a AEW reference there. Or TJ, I'm sorry, what does it stand for?
Arena Empty Wrestling?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he said he's all in.
But back a little further for 5th place, it's the 2 of Adam Capps and the 19 of Brandon Dunford. 4th and 5th, looking to put on a show right now. And TJ, I cannot wait to get to post race, where you and I are chilling, enjoying a wonderful season of the EFRL.
As we've got a battle for the lead. And it might have been more exciting in me saying it than it was as the 56 ducks down pit road.
Not saying I called it, but kind of called it.
Yep. See what the 41 does here.
Now, he doesn't have that much time left. If he is going to run this out, he needs to make sure... Oh, the 56 has to back up into his pit stall.
That's going to cost him a bit of time. 41 definitely slow through. 41 to pit road.
Has to be perfect.
50. And the 55 went spinning off through the grass. Out of the turn. Good thing they've got that pit wall there. Or you'd have had a chicane to dodge. Jesse, you said you didn't want anybody to wreck you on your birthday. That didn't mean you could wreck yourself, buddy.
Dean into his pit box a little slow, but didn't have to back up. Matt Cochran's going to take the lead.
Remember the issues he had earlier in the year with pit boxes. I'm sure he took it just a wee bit more ginger.
No kidding. Driver the
Down
number
and away.
4 Toyota Supra, Bass Pro Shops, currently your race leader.
Here comes the 56 behind him. Going to be a drag race down the straightaway as the 41 gets it back up to speed. He's going to be right on his back bumper again. Almost back, a little bit further back, but right back to where they were. With 29 laps to go.
TJ, this is it. If we don't get a caution, this is it.
The battle for the championship is on. The 41 sees the target, can't miss a mark. And the 56 is hoping he's done just enough to stay out front. Really, that pit bobble may have cost him just a little bit more of track time, too. It didn't cost him the lead, but he might have been just a little bit further ahead of Dean.
Yeah, because Dean, very conservative on pit road. Made sure he didn't make a mistake. Could that have cost him the championship as that 56 is pulling away?
This is where, I mean, you're almost out here now. Once the tires have heat in them, you're almost going to be running qualifying laps from here to the finish. Or attempting to, anyway.
As Matt Cochran, P1.
I would not be surprised to see Matt try to do the one-stop deal here. Granted, these guys are only 10 and 11 seconds behind him, respectively. They've probably got the time to catch him. Maybe. If not, it'll be really close. Drew must have had an issue with pit road, as he is now
back to sixth.
And a ton of time behind.
Nick Trader has gapped Dean Demmer by a second now. Those qualifying laps are really sitting in unless Dean is hoping and praying that that 56 is going to burn off those Goodyear Eagles.
It could be who has the tire the longest or who has the tires late.
But that last time by, Nick Trader a 10th and a half faster.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Drew, AJ. He's like 20 seconds behind the leader, 13, 14 behind Nick.
I don't see any damage.
He was not that far behind prior to the pit stop. I know that much. And he pitted, I do believe, with Dean. Unless he took 4 and those guys took 2.
But there's your race. Gonna be your race leader when it all cycles out. They are catching Matt Cochran by just about 2 seconds a lap. .2 over Dean Demmer. Just over 20 laps remaining in the EFRL season. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in all year long. Matt Cochran is to pit road.
Which means that we'll cycle the pit stops and back to the point, Nick Trader.
That's going to drop Matt pretty far behind. He was really hoping for a caution there.
Yeah, it would have kind of flipped the field just a little bit. 41 doesn't seem to have the drive off the 56. Although he is gaining now.
Yeah, that last time by almost a tenth and a half faster. And it looked like it was just a one-lap thing because Nick Trader goes back with another faster lap over Dean Demmer.
The 12 has already communicated he's going to give the bottom to the 56 when they get there.
And there it is. You can already see him doing it. Gonna take the higher lane. And there goes the 56 all the way down to that blue line. Hooking it.
Still not quite there yet. We'll be out of the turn, though.
Oh, bad time
Bad
to catch.
Yeah, I gotta say, bad place to catch it.
That's going to help Dean just a little bit. Let's see how Dean gets past the 12 now.
Gonna kind of catch him in a similar spot. Maybe just a hair deeper through the straightaway. Gonna definitely not hurt him as bad. Certainly knocked a little bit of time away from that 56.
We're down to 7/10 between our two leaders.
Still, this time by 16 laps to go.
A lot of time remaining for anything to happen.
I don't know if there was a lap that Dean had in his mind. If that's when I start to dig as hard as I can.
Matt Cochran is on a flyer.
So he's not a ton back behind these guys, is he?
He's sitting in
About a
8th
straightaway?
place
About a straightaway behind.
and about 10 seconds back from Nick Trader. So yes, maybe a little bit more.
Down to a half a second that time by. The 41 is no longer holding back, if he was at all. We definitely saw him with the longer run speed the run before.
Who did the
Cut it
56
down another tenth.
Did the 56 just pop the wall entering turn 1?
Was he that high? I didn't think he was that high, as they got a bunch of lap traffic to get through here.
Yes, they do, and one of them's the 94, and the other one's the 14.
Oh, and the 94's blinking again. Bad time for that. Oh, and the 56 way out of shape.
I think that had a lot to do with trying to figure out where the 94 was going to be.
That brought the 41 back to his bumper.
Boys, we got a race.
They've got another lap car they've got to clear. That 14 car, we have documented the issues him and the 41 have already had this evening. I'd like to think he's not going to get involved here, but we'll see. Oh, no!
Ooh. Oh, no. Oh, that could be bad. Dean better go run and hide.
That was just real tight racing, and that was not too good by the 41 on the 56. I know the 56 is not going to appreciate that.
Nope. That's why I said it for all intents and purposes. Dean needs to go run and hide now.
I'm trying to watch it back.
Oh, we're about to. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . .
Just trying to see if it was a misjudgment. That is the closest the 41's been to the 56 on entry. He may just misanticipated the lift point of that 56. The 14 real
Here it
tight
is.
down on him.
Oh yeah, the 41 just sends it.
I don't know if maybe the 41 has his attention more focused on the 14 than the 56. Lot going on with the lap car that tight down on the leaders.
That was absolutely crazy. Like you guys just saw on your screen, the 41 just sends it into turn one just a little too hot. It could be he misjudged Nick letting off just a little early to compensate for the 14 who was outside. I don't know. I don't think we will ever know.
I hope it was that. I mean, like I said, the 41, I would not have blamed him for having his attention up on that 14 with the issues they had early in this race. But, I mean, it's just a tough situation with the leader in front of you on a lap car right down on top of you like that. You know the 56, if he's got anything to get back at him with, he's going to be throwing the kitchen sink at it.
Oh, I expect haymakers if the 56 gets back to him.
The only problem is the grains of salt are slipping through the hole in the hourglass, AJ. We are running out of time. And he was way wide out of the turn that time. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if people can read lips, but Nick Trader not happy at all, and you could see it in his face. See how much that wheel is fighting him, too.
I mean, I'm sure at this point he's got older, not a ton older, but older by a lap compared to the 41. We know he kind of dug early on the run, whereas it seemed like the 41 kind of waited to fire off. And now, you know, I'm sure he didn't anticipate just the lap traffic. Honestly, the lap traffic for the 56 did him no favors.
And it was
the 12
a teammate
got out of
that
the
did
way.
it.
The 12 got out of the way, but he caught him in a weird spot. The 94 just ran his line on the bottom, which got the 50 out of shape and got the 41 to his bumper. I mean, the blink definitely didn't help the 56 on the 94. And then the 14 kind of pinched them both right down into turn one. And, you know, Dean, whether it was accidental or not, capitalized on that moment, gave him a little shot, moved him out of the way. And the way it's going without a little chaos here, that might be all she wrote.
Yeah, we have Mick in the chat who has been literally, out of our last 20 messages, it's been him and Ryan. And he even said it looked like the 14 tried pinching both of them down.
Which, I mean, you would have thought would have been communicated, man. Just, hey, let me race him. You know, like, let me handle it. Like I said, just the lap traffic, you know, 3 different instances with 3 different lap cars brought that 41 right to the back bumper of the 56, and he took advantage of it.
Brian, I appreciate for those 100 stars. I don't know what they do. Appreciate it. I think it's a monetization thing. Not too sure. But I think for every star, I think I get a penny out of it.
Caution, yellow
And a
flag.
caution is out. And it's Vern Hawkins. He's going to kill the wall out of 4 and loop it on the front straightaway. Check the onboard. Right in that apron. Don't know what he's doing. Comes down, clips that apron, runs it up. He's on the brake and the gas at the exact same time. And just wrecks it. And just wrecks it.
Just before the leaders would have taken the white flag.
Well, this is going to 100% set up a green-white checkered.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Drew Trader stayed out.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Well, okay, now AJ, I don't know if you can see it, but the 14 was just disqualified.
No, I can't see it, but I can 100% see why.
The 14 was just disqualified. If we're going to go ahead and qualify a driver, call that intentional wrecking when the leaders are coming to take the white flag, we may ought to rethink everything here and possibly just not.
All right, well, as you guys saw it already, we'll jump in the cockpit once again.
I mean, the leaders were on the backstretch approaching the white flag lap.
So you can hear him on the gas and the brake at the exact same time and just outright. There it is.
And there goes Drew. Drew's going to pit.
Now here's the thing, and this is all inside baseball here. I like Drew, I like Nick, and obviously everybody knows we like Dean. I like all three of them, even Randy. Unfortunately, he is.
I never came back from whatever it was.
Yeah, unfortunately that. But was that Vern doing that? If it was on purpose, or was that called by somebody else?
I don't think it. I have to think nobody would have called for him. I have to think that, as you know, we're talking for fairness and that kind of thing. But let's be honest, this race should be over. If you're going to toss him from the race for intentionally wrecking a half a lap from taking the white flag where no more cautions called, this race should be over. There shouldn't be a green-white checkered. It should be over.
Well, we're here.
That's not the case, but I mean, this is something they may need to look at in the grand scheme of things.
Which I think they will be. I have faith in Matt and some of the admin team. Not some of the admin team, the admin team.
I think it's the choose here. I'm not even sure where we are. The lights have been off, are off. I think they're choosing.
Oh, it looks like they are.
Which this is gonna be interesting. Was Dunford down a lap? Dunford was down a lap, so the 19 is the control car. He takes the bottom. Dean gonna take the outside. Both traders right on his back bumper now. I'm hopeful we only get one green flag attempt. But chaos breeds chaos. We all know it.
And boy, is our chat blowing up right now. Not going to repeat any of that stuff, as people can imagine. I can imagine what the race chat sounded like, TJ.
It has been silent. Mostly.
Wow.
There was one and that's it.
Well, pace car is about to duck in for cover as they come out of turn 4. Is this the last restart of the year for the EFRL?
Green flag, green flag.
And green flag back in the air. Great start from the 19.
Yeah, he got a really good restart. All eyes on the row behind him, though, is the 41.
The yellow flag is out.
I don't think you can put that on the 41, but I'm sure that's not how the 56 wanted it to go.
41 holding his line, and it looks like the 56 just comes up a tad. Not a lot. Yeah, you can see that seam. The 41's right in the seam. Well, okay, comes down a little bit, but when they make contact... Oh,
I mean,
Adam Cap clips the 56.
That's a racing deal if I've seen one. You can't really put that on anybody. What is going on? The 25 looked like he almost just hit the 4 in the rear end as they were slowing up.
Yeah, you could see the 56 coming up just a tad. If anything, at most, it's meeting in the middle.
Race control has not said anything yet. I mean, certainly I can't imagine they'd be putting this anything more than a racing.
Yeah. I would assume that as well. And there goes the 94 getting another lap back.
I think he just said racing. I think. I think I should be able to back that up, right?
I don't know. I think you gotta click the little headphones down by the play button so you can hear it back. We just hit our 2-hour mark for the broadcast in the championship race for the Extreme Forces Racing League Transcendent Designs Xfinity Series. If Mick, I'm guessing Mick is still in the race. He just confirmed with us and said it was on the 56.
Yep, I just heard it too. That's what they called it, on Nick Trader. Which, I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, they met in the middle. I know, he spun, but they met in the middle. Granted, I guess he can't really go. I mean, I guess he can go behind the lap cars.
Well, the one lap car.
Well, yeah, I guess that's all that's left, right?
Yeah, we only have 9 cars on track.
Guess he's still running?
Out of the 15 that started the race, we only have 9 on track. And what was that, TJ?
Is it Jesse or Joe? Who's still running? Obviously, the 14's not.
The 94.
The 94.
That's it. Jesse Adams and Vern Hawkins are not running.
What about Darnell? You said we had 9 cars on track. Dunford would be 8th right now.
Oh, that would be 8. My bad.
Okay. Just making sure it was math. Math, toes, what? The bigger thing out of all of that is when the 56 kind of went off spinning, cars got around the 25, and now there's a buffer. There's a whole row buffer regardless. I mean, unless the 41 were to take the bottom here, if he takes the top, he's going to have a row of cars between him and the nearest championship competitor. You know, that's not to say that Drew doesn't say, man, this is for a title and throws it 3 wide. But lights are off. They will be choosing here. Appears as though Brandon Dunford is leaning towards the bottom. Bottom, top, top, bottom. Top for the 25 as well. He'll be a row behind on the outside.
And Nick Trader is on pit road.
Might be getting some damage. I mean, either way, he was getting an EOL. So.
Might as well come in and get brand new tires.
Get something. Get whatever you can. Unless there's another green, white, checkered, it may not matter anyway. I believe he's going to have to start. If the 94 got a wave around, so he'll technically get an EOL, correct? Right? It's end of the longest line, or does he get the technically? So he would be behind the 5.
Oh, no.
56.
It's behind everybody on the inside lane.
So technically the 94 could pull up underneath Drew Trader. Either way, he's either starting behind the 5 or the 94. Don't look now, but there is a Dunford, I'm sure, itching for a victory, sitting on the front row.
You said itching, and all I did was picture Dave Chappelle. As the 94 is going to let the 56 by.
Green flag, green flag.
And green flag back in the air. We are green again.
Neither of the traders really went. Dean, take stock of the situation. You don't need to force the issue here. Just make the laps count, buddy.
Ooh!
Brandon Dunford gets loose. Dean Demmer to the
yellow flag
spin.
is out.
We're going to get another one. 100 feet. Oh, my.
What happened? Did he just get loose in front of Matt Cochran?
Yep.
So he's coming out of the turn.
Dean. I think he just lost it on the top.
Oh, yeah, he's
you see
loose.
it step out. And just, I mean, that was almost a Ryan Blaney All-Star race yellow flag.
And that's gonna even if Matt Cochran doesn't get,
they already called it on the 19.
Okay. But here's the thing. Drew Trader's gonna have full shot at either right behind Dean or next to Dean.
But Dean is the control car.
Yes.
That might aid him in his quest for glory.
And there goes the 94 again, getting another lap back just past Jesse Adams to move into 9th place. That is going to be it for the 94, though he will not be able to catch Vern Hawkins.
I think they're waiting on the pace car here.
Yes, that's what it looks like.
Dean is super slow. I mean, almost crawling. 29, 28. Trying to let this thing get here. Race control wasn't sure what Dean was doing. I don't think he realized how far behind the pace car was. Jim Bob Joe, whoever's driving that thing, was taking forever to get around as the 41 pits?
What? I did not see that one coming.
Might have been a fuel thing. I don't know. I mean, Nick Trader's now a lap down.
Is Nick Trader still in the session, TJ?
Nope.
And TJ, you're going to understand this reference, and I really hope this gets a lot of laughter out of everybody watching at home if you understand the joke. We're under our 3rd green-white checkered attempt. After the race tonight, stay tuned for Buffalo Ice Dancing.
Yeah. Trying to figure out why it's got him slotted in ahead of the 2 car.
I don't know, but it does.
That had to have been a fuel thing, AJ. I don't think Dean would have came in.
It had to, and it was just confirmed by Ryan that everybody was short.
It's funny because didn't he pit to open the green-white checkers?
Yes, he did.
Well, 4 car, 25 car, currently your championship leader. 41 car, 5 car, 2 car. Those are your lead lap cars without an
19,
EOL.
19 is... Okay, there you go.
let me get there. The 19's got to start behind the 2. The 94 just giving him the space. He's just out there logging laps at this point, trying to finish the race.
This is going to be nuts.
It may or it may not.
This is it, right? We get another yellow, game over.
This is it. I don't know if he was doing it on purpose, but the last green flag, Drew Trader didn't. Or it certainly didn't seem like he did. Race control just reminding everybody not to change lanes. He doesn't want to have to hand out a black flag at the stage of the race. I don't think we can blame him one bit for that. Joe, Bob, or whomever is driving that pace car going to get on out of the way and be seen for the last time tonight, no matter what.
Well, here we go for the final time. Matt Cocker with a great launch. A great launch for the 41 as well.
2 car kind of into the tail end of the 25. Like I said, I don't know if it was intentional, but that 25 did not seem to accelerate. Whatever the case may be there, I'm not going to question it.
Dean, you don't need to race the 4. Or you could just pass the 4.
Race the 4. How do you tell a race car driver not to race?
We are with the Wrestling with Nerds white flag.
I didn't think you were going to get to say that tonight the way this race was going.
You know?
AJ, I'm going to set the stage here for a minute for you. The date is coming. It's been about a year. Nowhere in my right mind did I think a year from last year would be right here. Dean Demmer has won Rocky Faith Motorsports championship.
Championship number 2. First one with the Premier Series.
Never in a million years would I have guessed. This team, I mean, it was essentially thrown together last minute because we love this series, and never in a million years would I think we would just have won the championship. Burn it down, kid. I don't care if you don't bring the motor back. Oh, look out, Brandon! I think they've foregone picture mode.
Now, Fountain and Wayne's. Where's Stacy's mom?
Yeah.
Fountain
Fountains and Slate.
and Slate on the car of that 41 Dean Demmer Chevy Camaro for Rocky Faith Motorsports. Let's just plug that wonderful business once again. Fountain and Slate is a family-owned business run in Central Maine. We sell fountains, pumps, lights, stoppers, and more accessories to make your fountain really come alive. The experts at Fountain and Slate are always willing to give you the assistance you need to find exactly what you are looking for. We are a one-of-a-kind company, and you will not find another company like us anywhere. We ship worldwide. Visit fountainandslate.com.
AJ, who do we want to get first? Matt's waiting.
Let's go with Matt. Here you go, TJ. Take it away. It's all yours.
Matt Cochran, you get a copy.
Yes, sir.
Did you have anything for that 41, or are you just content with where you ran?
Content with where I ran. I knew I had a set of tires left, and I was like, I'm not going to take them. I'm just going to, wherever happens, happens.
I know you remember this. Do you remember 14 green white checkers at Daytona a few years ago? This felt like that.
It did.
I mean, my goodness. So glad to get an interview with you. I think we've had one maybe this year. Glad to get another.
I think one.
I won't lie. When I saw you on the front row, I said he might have something.
With Dean new tires, there was nothing I could do. The best thing I could do was try to jump a good restart and just try to hold him off. But you know, you got two people racing for a championship. You're gonna let them race respectfully and hope you get raced respectively at the end of the race. Also,
You had a heck of a season. I'm not sure where you're going to point out here at the end of it, but man, I thought if here late you were going to play spoiler.
Well, I was going to try. Definitely going to try. You know, things happen. Race just kind of, it's a long race. You got to pace yourself and just see what happens.
And sometimes you can come home with a good second place finish.
Yes, that's very good.
Anybody you'd like to plug here is the final race of the season?
Well, I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting all season. I'd like to thank Dean Qualley for putting on EFRL for Monday. I'd like to thank Darnell Racing for our team, Elite Entertainment for the sponsorship. I'd like to thank everybody who brings this all together all season for us to race. It's going to be kind of a long off season, but hopefully next season is going to be a lot better. We're going to fix a lot of things for next year and just see how it goes.
Well, I look forward to it. I know AJ does as well. AJ, you have any questions on that?
Matt, way to close out the season at Charlotte Motor Speedway with a P2. what are you kind of looking forward to? I know we're going to have a uncharacteristically long off season, but it sounds like we're going to get ready to go for Daytona the second week of January. What are you going to do for a month and a half?
Well, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna work over the rules. I know the admins. We've been talking a lot, talking with Dean Qualley a lot. Admins. We're gonna get together. We're gonna come up with a great races for next year. Be more clear cut with the rules. So you're gonna notice a big change in it. Hopefully, we bring a lot of new people who's been watching all season and want to race. Come race with us next year. Hope everybody also tunes into Mick on Tuesdays and Thursdays and watches those races that they put on too, because that's awesome.
I heard you've been having some success over there.
I have. Farron's quick. I think he drove for y'all this season over here, but he's quick. And as of stats right now, we're tied, both 2 wins apiece. I've won the past 2 weeks.
Well, there you go.
So I've been working on that and working on this and everything. So.
Nice. Well, Matt, thanks for coming and chatting with us. Congratulations on your second place finish here tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys again for everything y'all do.
Absolutely. We'll be back next year to add to the more fun.
Are you sure it's not called chaos?
Oh,
Chaos, baby. We love the chaos. We got a lot of chaos tonight.
No kidding.
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
thanks,
sir,
Matt.
y'all. Thank you, guys.
AJ, do you want to grab Drew before we get our champion?
Oh yeah, we are definitely 100% grabbing Drew first. The driver, the number 25 from Transcendent Motorsports, finishing second in the championship, but third here tonight. TJ, go for it, pal.
Drew Trader, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Was there any more you could do to try to hold that 41 off late?
No, I just didn't get my start right. I jacked up the restart before that by not having it in second, and then just bad timing, just overall, just, I don't know. The whole race was lackluster. Too much BS going on across the board. People blocking that shouldn't be blocking, people running into each other. I mean, it was a mess. And as an admin, it's just kind of a, bad taste. Just overall, everything was just bad. Not a good finish to the season that I would have hoped for everybody.
It definitely seemed like there was chaos, not the right kind. We definitely caught it up here. I think people at home were seeing it, and we know the series is better. This was more like week 1 and 2, which were a mess too. And I know we'll get it all ironed out.
100%. Just a lot of just dumb things, rookie stuff that shouldn't be happening. I was kind of listening to the broadcast as we were running there, and I don't, with the 14 thing, I don't know. I really don't. He was fine talking normal in chat. I really don't know beyond that. I can't see inside of his car, and I'm not driving it, obviously. Vern's definitely a better racer than that. I don't see him intent doing it. I know he was having issues keeping his wheel on his desk. He almost lost it in front of Matt, I guess, going on pit road. He got G29, and it's just kind of strapped to his desk.
I caught that and mentioned it to AJ that he said that the wheel came off while driving.
Yeah, it's been a couple times this year, and he said it was loose, and he tried to get it tightened up while he was on pit road, but I don't know if that was just another case of the wheel being jacked up or what. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not making excuses for anybody because, like I said, I don't know. Best
Get
way
that man some epoxy or something.
Drill some holes in the desk.
That's right.
I don't know.
Get that thing mounted. But you guys had a strong season. I'm pretty sure you're the owners champions, right?
Oh,
yeah,
by a
we got
lot.
the owners champion.
You guys blocked that up weeks ago, if I remember right.
Yeah, we were well over, I think it was 200 points or something like that at this point.
I mean, you guys were a rookie team in the series and pretty well dominated as a team. I mean, you put 3 of the 4 cars in the Final 4 tonight, and I don't know what happened with Randy, but he just kind of
looped it. Cold tires got him. So yeah,
we weren't sure. We didn't catch it, and he disappeared, and was like, oh man, what happened to him? And
Yeah, he was having a bad day. He put his dog down today of 8 years. The poor thing had cancer,
man.
and
Shit.
so he had to have his name was Logan. Had to have him put down. So shout out to Randy for having to deal with that. We're thinking of him, and hopefully him and his fiance can get through it.
Yeah,
Come out
Rainbow
with,
Bridge trips are never fun. We've
Yep,
all been
so-
there.
Yep. Yeah, I like I said, I know he was handling it pretty rough. So hopefully it gets, obviously it never gets easier when losing anybody or a pet. So hopefully he gets better through time. But as good as he can be anyway.
I mean, I know you've probably plugged them for weeks here, as I feel like you've been in the top 3 for weeks. Do you want to plug yourself and your sponsors anymore?
Please do, because I can't thank you enough for making the thumbnails every single week, the point standings every single week. Those graphics are absolutely amazing, and it really
thank you.
helps, throw a visual out there for our audience. So thank you for making those graphics. They're probably the sexiest graphics I've seen ever broadcasting. And please
Really
do,
fun race names.
please do. Yeah,
Really.
no shit.
Yeah, it's fun. Like I've been enjoying it, and I've been trying to change them up, make them look a little bit better. Obviously, with some of the newer stuff on the points and whatnot. Hopefully next season we can find a way that everybody can see that stuff on social media and whatnot. I know Dean Qualley added me as a admin to the Facebook page, and I think we got a Twitter. I don't know 100%, but I'd
Yeah,
like
I
to
think
get.
you guys got a Twitter, but it's the first thing that pops up when we go live is your beautiful thumbnail.
Yep. I always see it. I always have it at least sitting on the browser waiting. So, and I made that one a little bit special for today's race just because it was championship 4, so might as well make it a little bit different and give it a little bit of flair.
Yeah,
So,
it definitely a good pal. I appreciate your hard work when it comes to helping us up, try to look good up here too.
Yep. And thank you guys. Thank you guys for letting me do this and do the cool graphics and race with everybody and putting this awesome broadcast on. I mean, if it wasn't for Transcendent Designs, I guess we wouldn't look as cool as we do. Not toot, I guess, toot my own horn there. But
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and then otherwise beyond that, I've got great sponsors with Back Pocket and Pixelsaurus and Elite Entertainment, Tint Slime as well. So a lot of great companies on the car do a lot of awesome work for us, and proud to have them and get this season wrapped up. Now I'm ready for a break.
Yeah, no kidding.
So
You
TJ,
guys
we're
have
actually
the
going to be able to
coolest
watch
cars.
wrestling for the next month and a half on Mondays.
No
I gotta watch
kidding.
wrestling tonight. I gotta catch up to what happened. CM Punk came back. I gotta see what happened now.
Yeah, we got it DVR'd from like 9:15 to close.
Yep, I'm a
We gotta get
huge
caught up,
CM Punk fan. I've been a CM Punk fan for what forever at this point. Well before he was out of WWE originally. So when he came back yesterday, I don't watch AEW because I don't really care for it. But when he
It's
came back,
hard. It's hard to like arena.
do what?
It's hard to like arena empty wrestling.
Nice. I like it. I did see it. Not try to speed this up, but did see a funny thing of Punk when he was walked out and he was like looking hard cam side.
Yep.
And the caption said, "Wow, there's people over there."
Yep. We actually shared the same graphic on one of the podcasts.
Oh man. So yep, I'm gonna catch up on that, and then I got a championship graphic to make for Dean, and beyond that, I don't know. Like I said, wish it could have been a better race for everybody. But it is what it is.
I
I'm
promise
sure we
it
got
was
some headaches to go
entertaining no
through.
matter what. It's entertaining no
So.
matter what.
It's always entertaining, I guess, in a way. If you're a broadcaster and you're not in it, stressing out.
Exactly.
I mean, I was stressing out.
I couldn't race the car because I was just stressed out and just it wouldn't work for me the way I wanted it to. So, oh well, win some, lose some. I had a good season, so
All right,
cap it
pal.
off here.
Well, thank you for coming up and talking with us. Congratulations on your P2 in the points and P3 tonight.
All right, thank you guys. You guys have a great night.
You too, dude, and we'll see you at Daytona in January.
If that's where we go.
Oh,
Da-da-da. We could change that up.
Is that like a
Well,
song?
wherever we are.
Yeah,
we will
wherever
see
we
you.
are. Not
All
saying
right.
there's any form of a schedule started because there's not, but
Oh, darn it. I was going to, nudge. Hey, let
You
us
got
know
the
just in
scoop?
case I need to go buy Trex. All right,
So-
Drew. We'll catch you later,
Yep.
pal.
Have a good one, guys.
All right, TJ. I know you're very excited for this, but let's bring them both in here. Ryan Fry and Dean Demmer. TJ, go for it.
Dean,
Yeah,
thank
buddy.
God. Thank God you survived the storm, man. Wow.
Yeah, buddy.
That was nuts. I'm gonna lead with the tough question. Did you get into the 56 on purpose?
No, I mean, absolutely not. I ran him down. No, seriously. I mean,
I believe you.
we still had what, 15 laps left?
Yeah.
Why would I run into him then?
And I know,
honestly.
like, the 14 was right there. I'm sure your eyes were on it. That was
Yeah,
was just crazy.
I knew the 56 and I were close on entry, but I feel like I don't know if he was just overcompensating for Vern or what, but he just like stopped on entry, and I mean, I locked the brakes up, got into him, and we both got sideways there. I tried to give him the spot, but he washed up into Vern, I think.
He did.
So,
He got into the 14.
I was gonna give him the
there.
spot back and race him for it, but he just lost so much. I just I had to go underneath him there and take the lead. But inevitably, we were the fastest long run car all night. That second run, we kind of got behind, and I made up for it behind the wheel. I mean, we caught him from 7 seconds back. So
You were out of fuel. Is that why you pitted again? The last time? Or was
yeah,
that-
I only had enough fuel for 2 green white checkers, not the third one.
Okay, because I'm not gonna lie, it's like every time you'd go towards pit road, my heart would skip a beat. I'm like, why? Why? Come back! The racetrack's over here. But
No,
man, I
but-
cannot tell you how proud as an owner, broadcast, I'd never in a million years this season thought we would have had a driver in the Final Four, but to think you're the champion.
Hell yeah, brother.
You earned
TJ,
It
you
hasn't all
were
sunk
Brian.
in yet.
We Ty Gibbs it, baby.
no kidding.
Guys, I mean,
I,
for the three of us, it's been a year in the making. It's just, we're about 2.5 weeks shy of the 1 year of losing Rocky and to bring this championship home with Dean. I don't care who's pissed off about it or what the reasoning for it is. I'm so damn proud of this kid for what he did all year long, mainly by himself. Unfortunately, things fell through with the 3 other guys we had, but damn it, I'm proud of you, kid.
I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate the opportunity, and I, kind of letting me do kind of what I want, and just there to coach me along the way, and mostly keep my nerves calm because I'm like a Ryan Blaney. I get hot-headed, but y'all calm me down.
Oh, we're aware.
You guys don't know this, but it was really, really hard to talk him down off the pedestal tonight because half the time he was on the phone. So.
Oh, we saw.
Yeah. So I was relaying messages.
I was
relaying. I was relaying messages to him, and I'm like, I'm waiting. It's like the movie we just watched where they you send the message, but you gotta wait 25 minutes for a response. Kind of the same thing.
I mean, did your girlfriend know that you were racing in a championship race? She couldn't let you race. You had to message her back.
At the beginning there on the broadcast, I saw that. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But no, honestly, there's just some stuff behind the scenes going on. I just needed to talk to her.
Hey, it's all good, man.
I just want to give her a shout out.
We were just busting your balls.
I just want to give her a shout out, man. She puts up a lot of my shit. So.
Oh, but so do we. Good job, TJ. Good job, Ryan. Good job putting up his shit. Got it.
Especially on Monday nights. So I'm sure she'll be happy to have me back for a while until the next season. But but man, there's some stuff going on behind the scenes. So, but honestly, it didn't affect my race a single bit. I was able to just run the same laps I've been running. And
dude, you had me worried from the drop of the green. You had me worried from the drop of the green.
So this was your 4th win, right?
Correct.
4 wins in 6 weeks.
So
No, in 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
The only race I haven't won was Talladega in the last 5 weeks. So we definitely peaked at the right time. That was good.
Yes. Playoff peak, Dean Demmer.
Yeah.
And I'm especially happy that we won tonight because I have been absolutely horrendous on 1.5 miles. So when I saw Charlotte was the championship race, I'm like, all right.
That was a very loud expletive when the schedule came out.
Yeah, I was quite happy. It's not an easy track, not as easy as some people think. You have to be really, really disciplined, especially to the bottom, where you saw most of everybody. But it's just how you run the bottom. I was running a lot of rear brake, so I had to be easy coming on the pit roads. But I think the rear brake is what helped balance out the car for the long run. Because I could see those guys getting tight in front of me, but I knew if I was just patient in the early going, I'd be all right.
All right, dude. Well, congratulations on your championship, Ryan.
Hey, AJ, if you happen to look down there, I think we figured out something for you for next year, Dean. If you look in the waiting room there, AJ, I think there's somebody to be brought up. I love sillies.
You
shut up. Shut up. Don't add anything to it.
For next year, Dean, you will have a teammate.
Hold on, I think AJ closed the stream out.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Oh.
But Dean, I'm proud to finally give you a teammate. Introducing driving. He's going to be back in the number 5 car, and it will be a Mustang. Per the recontract agreement with Marcy, it will be a Ford. Michael Steele.
Welcome aboard, brother.
Michael may not be here right now.
Michael might be celebrating that the season's over.
There he is. I heard him.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, we had intense negotiations about what manufacturer he was going to run, and when she put her foot down, I said, "Okay, I give up." So
here's the thing: it wasn't intense negotiations with Michael.
It was with Marcy.
Yeah. I drive a Mustang on everything that I can drive a Mustang on.
So
apparently, your wife's your manager, which smart move, by the way.
Yeah, I mean.
So we got you one so far. We're working on filling this roster with 4 more if that's what the case is going to be. But I'm looking forward to next season, and let's try to repeat it.
Yeah, let's hopefully I can get higher up there, at least try to make the top 4 in points, but Dean's gonna definitely give it another run for that championships.
Well, there goes my ears, TJ. But Mike
came out of nowhere.
You know, all race you were, in that top 10, not quite where you finished. But dude, as the race went further and further, you went from 9th to 7th to 6th, all the way to 5th to finish. So it's not like you run bad races. You just run races and just finish very well.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking. I'm the only person tonight who had 0 X, so a big part of it is just trying to keep the car clean and avoid as much chaos as I can. I mean, that there's going to be some cautions. It's going to wipe a few people out, and patience is definitely one of my strong suits.
Yeah, man. Well, welcome aboard to Rocky Faith. Dean, you got anything left before we close up shop? Because we're sitting at 2.5 hours on a stream right now.
Just want to give a shout out to Fountains and Slate, my Aunt Rocky, coincidentally enough. She's the owner of the business. And I just want to thank them for coming on for the championship car. I'm really happy I was able to bring home a championship in their name and the Rocky Faith name as well.
Hope they were watching.
Yeah, she will see this in the morning.
Say, it's awful late now, pal.
Oh, that's right. We're 8 minutes to midnight. Holy crap. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to Transcendent Designs for being the title sponsor of the Xfinity Series for the Extreme Forces Racing League. Thank you to the Nerds Do Nerd Things podcast. Well, I don't know why I'm thanking myself here. Thank you, Ryan, for the Wrestling with Nerds podcast and TJ. Falcon Graphics and the Drinking Bros Auto Racing. That's it for the EFRL season here in 2023. We'll be back at the beginning of January right here on All-Star 15 TV. Dean Demmer, your champion of the Extreme Forces Racing League. Good night, everybody.
Man, my arm itches.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.